Jessica Reynolds, a successful 34-year-old CEO, had tried everything to help her daughter speak again. 18 months of silence, countless specialists, zero results. But on an ordinary spring afternoon at Willowbrook Park, a stranger with a simple magic stone would accomplish what no expert could. This is their story. The afternoon sun filtered through oak trees at Willowbrook Park as Jessica watched her 7-year-old daughter Lily swing in complete silence. As CEO of a 200-person consulting firm, Jessica could communicate with anyone, solve any complex problem. But she couldn't reach the most important person in her world. Lily hadn't spoken since a traumatic car accident claimed her father's life 18 months ago. The doctors were clear. Nothing was physically wrong. This was emotional, a protective barrier around pain too big for a child to process. Speech therapists, child psychologists, expensive specialists from other cities. Jessica had tried everything. But Lily remained in her quiet bubble, communicating only through gentle nods and eyes that seemed older than her years. As Jessica watched from her bench, a man approached with his daughter. Michael, early 30s, wearing casual jeans and a blue shirt, had an easy confidence. His blonde-haired daughter, Emma, radiated infectious energy. "Hi there," Michael said warmly to Lily. "I'm Michael, and this is Emma. Would you mind if Emma used the swing next to you?" Lily looked up with curious eyes, then nodded politely, continuing her characteristic silence. Emma climbed onto the adjacent swing. "I love swings. They make me feel like I'm flying. Do you like to feel like you're flying too?" For the first time in weeks, Lily smiled. A genuine expression of joy. Michael spoke to Lily as if her silence was perfectly normal, not something that needed fixing. No pressure, no expectations, just natural conversation. "That's a beautiful dress you're wearing," he said. "Pink is my favorite color." Jessica leaned forward, amazed by Michael's natural way with children. "Daddy," Emma called out, "can you teach this girl the secret swing trick you taught me?" Michael grinned. "I suppose I could if she'd like to learn. It's a very special technique." Lily's eyes brightened, nodding eagerly. "The secret is," Michael explained, "you have to believe you're not just swinging, you're actually flying through clouds. And when you fly through clouds, you have to make the sound that clouds make." He took a deep breath and demonstrated, "Whoosh, whoosh," like the wind through the clouds. Emma immediately joined in, making whooshing sounds as she swung. "I'm flying through a rainbow cloud." Lily watched with growing fascination. Jessica could see her daughter's internal struggle, the desire to participate battling against the walls she'd built around her voice. "The best part about cloud flying," Michael continued, "is that every person makes a slightly different sound. There's no wrong way to be a cloud flyer." Jessica held her breath as Lily's lips parted slightly. Michael sat on the ground in front of Lily's swing, looking directly into her eyes. "Sometimes when people are learning to be cloud flyers, they need a little extra magic. Would you like me to share some cloud flying magic with you?" Lily nodded solemnly, completely captivated. Michael reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, smooth stone. "This is a special stone I found by the ocean. When you hold it and make any sound at all, even the tiniest whisper, it amplifies the magic in your voice." He placed the stone gently in Lily's palm, closing her fingers around it carefully. "The stone works best when you close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let whatever sound wants to come out just flow naturally." Jessica watched in amazement as Lily clutched the stone tightly and closed her eyes. Several long moments passed. Only Emma's whooshing and the gentle creaking of swing chains filled the air. Then came the sound Jessica had been praying to hear for 18 months. "Whoosh!" Barely a whisper, fragile as a butterfly's wing, but unmistakably Lily's voice. Jessica's hand flew to her mouth as tears sprang to her eyes. She froze, unable to believe what she was hearing. "Perfect!" Michael exclaimed softly. "That was beautiful cloud flying. I can tell you're a natural." Emboldened by his encouragement and the magic stone in her hand, Lily took a deeper breath. "Whoosh," she said louder this time, her voice gaining strength. Emma squealed with delight. "She's doing it! She's flying through the clouds too!" For the next few minutes, both girls swung together, making whooshing sounds and giggling. Lily's voice grew stronger with each passing moment. Jessica approached slowly, not wanting to break the spell. Suddenly, Lily called out, her voice clear and joyful. "Mama! Mama! I'm flying through clouds! Listen!" The word "mama" hit Jessica like lightning. She hadn't heard her daughter say that precious word since before the accident. Tears streamed down her face as she rushed to Lily's swing. "I hear you, sweetheart. You sound absolutely beautiful." Michael stood, giving them space, smiling as if helping children find their voices was the most natural thing in the world. "Thank you," Jessica whispered through tears. "I don't know how you did that, but you just gave me back my daughter." Michael's expression grew thoughtful. "I didn't do anything special." Lily was ready to speak again. She just needed someone to show her that it was safe. Sometimes we all need a little magic to remember who we are. Over the following weeks, Jessica and Michael began meeting regularly at the playground. Emma and Lily became fast friends, and their children's bond created a natural connection between the adults. Jessica learned that Michael was a music therapist who worked with children who had experienced trauma. He had an intuitive understanding of how to create safe spaces where healing could happen naturally. The magic stone wasn't really magic, Michael explained one afternoon. But believing in magic is sometimes exactly what we need to take the first brave step toward healing. Lily's recovery wasn't immediate or complete. She still had quiet days when grief made speaking difficult. But with Michael's gentle guidance and Emma's friendship, she began rebuilding her relationship with her own voice. 6 months later, Jessica and Michael sat together at Lily's school music recital, watching their daughters perform a duet. Lily's voice, once lost in silence, now soared clear and confident as she sang about butterflies and sunshine. "You know," Jessica said as they applauded, "I used to think that losing her voice was the worst thing that could have happened to Lily after losing her father." Michael took her hand gently. "And now?" Jessica smiled, watching Lily beam with pride as she took her bow. "Now I understand that sometimes we have to lose our voice before we can discover what we really have to say." As they walked out together, two families who had found each other through their children's friendship, Jessica reflected on how a chance encounter at a playground had changed everything. The magic stone still sat on Lily's nightstand, a reminder that healing often begins with the smallest act of faith in our own voice and the courage to let it be heard. Sometimes the most powerful magic is simply knowing that someone believes in your ability to fly again. And sometimes the greatest gift we can give another person is the patience to wait while they remember how to use their wings.